I'm looking at our time, and it's just as rushing by. I could. We're not going to scratch the surface of all the
I
things.
told you, Robert, I was a fountain of anecdote. What about? Do you have any questions about craft or?
I do, and I want to do kind of a quick craft crash course with you if we can. So let's start with an opening. What makes a great opening? What are you looking for on page 1?
Oh my God. I'm not sure I'm going to give you an answer you like. And I'm going to talk about the SCBWI again. And I assume every writer knows what I mean, but it's the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators.org. Great organization. And if you go to one of their conferences, including virtually, you can often sign up for a critique with an editor or writer or agent. And there's something called a gold form that the editor or writer or agent can fill out that has different categories about a book. You know, what's the opening like? Are the characters good? All these different things. And I won't ever use that form because I don't think you apply the same questions to every book. I think you read a book and see how it hits you, and that's how you respond. So one thing I worry about is that writers have tried too hard to cram too much into an opening page, either because we do these wonderful read and responds where we, in front of a group of people, maybe another editor and I at a conference will read first pages and talk about what we're hearing. And I worry that then people think they have to be too loud or make too much of an impression. All I want from a first page is to want to keep reading. And I think I want to keep reading because something has appealed to me or a character situation has spoken to me in some way, so I'm concerned. That works really well. If it's a picture book, maybe the writing is very, I can hear it being read out loud and I think that's beautiful, or I understand the emotion behind what's happening. Or in a picture book, you usually know what the problem is on the first. By the time you're through one page of text, you definitely know what the problem in the book is going to be, right? So I guess those are all things. I hope that sort of answers your question. Also, I think people should calm down and not worry so much about their first pages. Along with word count, these are the two things I wish people would chill out about.
Really?
Listeners at home, he's raising his eyes. Everybody's going to read more than one page. You don't have to. I understand that, of course, you want the opening of the book to be great, but the book's still not going to work if only the opening is good. And I think people are so concerned about it. I talked to a writer about it last week that she couldn't figure out. She had a lot of characters to introduce. She couldn't figure out how to get them in quickly. And I'm like, I don't think they have to come in quickly. I think only one situation is enough. We'll be interested. One scene is interesting. I don't need to know all these other people in the first 10 pages. That's what I think.
Chill out about word count. I mean, surely I've got a 200,000 middle grade, 200,000 word middle grade book. We should be paring that down, yeah?
I'm reading a 1,500 page novel right now. It's called A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. It's very good. So it's really good. So I especially think it's okay. I just don't think it's about word count. I think it's about, is the book interesting? Do we like it? And people with picture books are making themselves nuts trying to get the word count down, and it's doing themselves a disservice. Better to get it on the page and have it work. And if it feels long to an editor, we'll help you pare it back. But I've worked with so many clients where I'm like, why is the grandmother suddenly showing up? She's so important, and she's, just showed up 3/4 of the way through your picture book, and they're like, well, I had more, but it was over 450 words, so I didn't. I'm like, oh my God. I've been in Holiday House, I'm pushing 3 years now. We have an editorial meeting every week. We have never discussed word count. It has never come out of anybody's mouth in my hearing.
Wow.
It's true.
You blew my mind, and probably a lot of esteemed audiences as well.
I'm sure. I mean, if we think I like this picture book, it seems to go on a little bit. Maybe we could trim it. That could be possible. I'm not going to read it because 650 words instead of the preferred 300 to 500.
Makes perfect
It's
sense.
crazy.
I just worry that there's some sort of auto reject that happens. So when you get to that, you're into the red zone and word count, and then it's over.
I've heard that. I have heard people say that some people say they won't accept. Is it agents who won't accept more than, and maybe agents know what can sell, but I've never seen it discussed on my end.